Alright guys, so after a couple days of hard hex editing here and non-stop, I've got every single Pokemon that's ever existed, whole living decks, all in events. They all trade. They're all tested over Wonder Trade. They all send right out without a problem. And they're all in Cherish Balls, and I have the entire Pokédex this way. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the entire Pokédex here. I have them all in order. The first 30 in this box, and the next 30, and so on and so forth. What I'm going to do for you is go ahead and kind of scan over each one of these so you can see that every single Pokemon in the entire Pokédex has been turned into an event. So this took a little while, and it takes some a little bit of understanding the actual file system to set these up properly so they'll pass Wonder Trade. The tips I would give people who are editing are make sure that it has a faithful encounter. Make sure that it's in a Cherish Ball. Okay, that's the obvious. Now here's the other thing. If you wanted to trade over Wonder Trade, now something you might not know, remove every fucking ribbon it has. All ribbons. Remove all, hex out all the ribbons. Okay. Also, if it's Gen 1 through 5 Pokemon, make the location Poketransfer. If it's Gen 6 Pokemon, make the location of the event a Pokemon Center, or a Lovely Place, or the Pokemon Cartoon. Any of those three tend to pass through Wonder Trade without any trouble whatsoever. And so, Nicki Minaj, that's for you, Scott. Look, Scott. Let's see. But yeah, they're all 6 IV shiny in events. Every single Pokemon in the entire Pokédex is in here. We're going to go through each of them for you, just so you can see, just so I went through every box. I'm not going to stop for a long time. You can see the names up there and that they're in Cherish Balls here. And I will be sharing this save file soon. But yeah, every single Pokemon from every single generation in an event with a faithful encounter, 6 IVs, it's shiny. And most of them EV trained, not all, but most. And most of them with a good nature, not all, but most. So, that's that was a lot of work, but as you can see, done deal. I've turned the entire cartridge into events. Every single Pokemon ever. Shiny, 6 IV. Most of the time with their hidden abilities. Do you like Mudkits? I apologize for the lighting. All we're working with here is sunlight. I didn't turn a light on, but yeah, it makes the point. All of them are in Cherish Balls, and all of them 6 IV in events, which is a pain in the ball. Some of these have never ever been released as events, so it's nice to have them in events, just because that makes it rare. It's something unique and exclusive to SMHAX. Blogspot.com. Your mom. Oh, we should totally attach Burn Heal to that. Anyway. Keep it moving here. There are 721 of these to scroll across, so that's why I'm not taking my time elaborating on each event or anything like that. I just want to show that we've got every single Pokemon in the entire Pokédex in order on this save in events. Yeah. It's a lot of events, isn't it? We've done 21 pages so far. There are 31 total. And that's just me going this quickly through them. To give you an idea of the sheer amount of events that you have to choose from in this file. This is the ultimate Pokemon collection. So you gotta catch them all. Well, you can't catch some of these. And they are all legals. They're not legits. There's a difference. Legit Pokemon is a file that's never been edited from an event, right? Or just in general, a legit Pokemon is a file that's never been edited. These are all legals. So these Pokemon have been edited, obviously. And so that they'd all be 6 IV, shiny, and cherish balls, etc. Some of them are legitimate events, and I removed the, let's say I removed all the ribbons and made it 6 IV and shiny, you know. So either way, even the real events are still only legals because they've had modifications done to them. But they are all legals, and what that means is that they're not beyond anything that could actually happen in the game. They can actually have all these stats and so on and so forth. And what I mean by that is that we don't make it so ridiculous that it won't pass legality checks, that you can't trade it, you know. And so we don't like to modify them to that point. We don't want to cause them to be illegal. We want them to still trade on Wonder Trade. But we want to modify them to be the best that they can be also. So that's what we've done. These legals, and that's what they are, is legals. They're all going to trade on Wonder Trade. They all work just fine on Wonder Trade. Sorry, my hands get a little tired here, going through all these pokes. I wanted to cover them here. Just to show we got all the gens in every Pokemon ever released in a Cherish Ball. And even the ones not released in Cherish Balls we have that way because I can make my own events. So we do what we want at SMHAX, don't we, guys? Alright, so yeah, now we're starting to get into the Gen 6s. Good. So here we got every single Gen hat. Chuck Norris. What's up, buddy? That's Chuck. Chuck's a beast. Anyway, every single Gen 6 Pokemon in a Cherish Ball as well. This is probably the more interesting part to a lot of people. I don't mind Omega-Z. He's completely illegal. He's my party, actually. Most of my party Pokemon are illegal as hell. But the ones in the boxes are all legals. You know, legit. The party Pokemon I've modified to the point that you can't even trade them, but that's because I like to fuck with those. And what I mean by that is like, so obviously 1,000 Waves and 1,000 Arrows isn't out yet. Obviously Zygarde can't be shiny. This one's as illegal gets. But that's one of my party Pokemon. So, I'm going to literally go through everything that's illegal on this cartridge because it takes seconds. I have one row of illegals and that is all. So I don't mind doing that. Just because I know people bitch, they want to know what's illegal and what's not. I'm going to tell you in this video what's illegal and what's not. Alright, everything in here is illegal. Is illegal. Is completely legal. Except for box 31 has one row that's not. So anyway, let's keep going through the Gen 6s. These are all legals. They all pass on Wonder Trade. The entire Pokédex, the whole living dex, will all pass on Wonder Trade. I should put it like that. Pokemon 1 through 721 on those will pass through Wonder Trade. They are all legals, that is to say. Even ones here in this box. But now 31. Now let's see. This is an illegal. In box 31, top row, okay? Just the top row. Alright, that is all. It's completely illegal. That is to say, So we got a shiny Hoopa, and I hacked it permanently to be an unbound form, right? So, yeah, that's illegal as hell. A shiny Volcanion, obviously not out yet. Action replayed in with the power saves. Shiny, illegal as hell. A Volcanion with really, really modified stats, and and obviously, illegal as hell. AZ's Floette, not been released yet, obviously illegal as hell. Cool move though, Light of Ruin is a really cool move. If you get an AZ Floette, it's cool to mess with. Zen mode, Darmanitan, I permanently hacked him to be in Zen mode all the time. Obviously this is not going to be legal. And then I have a really hacked out Darkrai that I call I'm Neo the One, which has 1000 Waves, Dark, Void, Freeze, Shock, and Steam Eruption. Obviously that's not legal. So, again, the top row of box 31, illegal. These 6 Pokemon are illegal. This Pokemon, this Pokemon, this Pokemon are illegal. And this Pokemon. So, my party Pokemon in the top row you can consider illegal. To be honest, this particular one is legal. As crazy as that seems with those stats, that is legal. She does pass. She's my paraflinching Togekiss, and probably my favorite Pokemon to battle with. Not my favorite Pokemon. I'll show you him. So, and this is my favorite Pokemon, Elamos, Darkrai, Phantom Force, Dark Void, Roar of Time, and Spatial Rend, and he does pass. He is legal, as he is in box 3. Everything except for, again, this entire cartridge is legals. They all trade, and they all pass trades, except for row 1 of box 31 in the party Pokemon. Okay. So, all these are perfectly fine. All the Personalians, all trade. Everything except for this row. Because I need to elaborate for the people on GBA Temp, because they're retarded and they don't listen. I can type it in a post and they won't fucking comprehend it. So this is for my simple friends over at GBA Temp. The first row of box 31 is illegals in the party. Now I've elaborated on that dramatically. The first row of box 31 in the party Pokemon are illegals. Alright, everything else in this cartridge, everything else, the megas, all the megas, all this shit, everything else in the cartridge is legal and tested legal. Passes trades. Has been traded over Wonder Trade or in personal trades. Some Pokemon, like for example the Megas, if you're going to have a Mega Stone on it, you can't trade that over Wonder Trade, obviously. But if you remove the Mega Stone, you could. Right? And you can trade in regular trades with Mega Stones from person to person, But yeah, hopefully I've elaborated enough that nobody's going to start cunting about, well, those are hacked. Yes, they're fucking hacked. They're legal files, but they do trade. That means they're legals. They're modified in a way that hasn't went overboard, that hasn't overdid their stats. In other words, I haven't went beyond 31 for IVs. I've never went beyond 252 for in EV, and I never go beyond 510 for total EVs. Things like this are important, and that's what keeps these Pokemon passing. Right? That's the stupidity of our scene, is that people don't know enough to research and look what's legal, what's not, what can I do, what can't I do to modify these files. So I've done that for you, right? Out of sheer frustration of trying to explain on forums, I've done that for you. So now you have every event that's in, it's all the legal ones too, right? And all the spoof events you could ever want. And some pretty cool hacks with like a Victini. This passes, by the way. You can trade this. Like I said, everything but row 1 in box 31 and party Pokemon will trade and have been tested to do so. Thanks to Scott Schiffler, my buddy Scott. So yeah. Anyway, some of them are modified to be multiple events. So one event for Victini came with Blue Flare and Fusion Bolt. Another separate event came with Volt Strike and Fusion Flare. I combine them into a single event, and I call this V's Victini, and it's based off the movie 14 Victini. So that's the file that it was based upon. But yeah, all trades. And so just to make this even more fucking make the point, because I don't want to have to keep doing this shit and explaining or typing in the forums or any of that shit. I'm just not going to do it, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go online, and I'm going to trade out some obviously not released yet events. I'm going to do the Gen 6 ones and send them over Wonder Trade here, just so you can see that even the ones that are hacked into Cherish Balls are hacked well enough that they're all legals. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I know you've probably seen multiple files all over the internet of hacked Pokemon, and they don't trade, they don't work, right? Well, that's because people don't know what the fuck they're doing, and I'm not trying to be mean, I'm trying to be honest. People don't know what the fuck they're doing. So, take that how you will, but that's the truth. Yeah, he's an asshole, I know. So, anyway, we're going to go ahead and, so, let's just go ahead and tap these, and you can have a look at what they are. As you can see, these guys are all in events now. And we'll even, just for shiggles, go into summary for you. And, show this kind of stuff. So the point is, it has to have a faithful encounter. That's necessary. Right? It has to be in a Cherish Ball. It has to be from somewhere that it could actually be from. It doesn't really matter where, it just has to be from a legitimate location. A location this Pokemon can be obtained. So, honestly, I could have made that the Pokemon cartoon. I could have made that, there's a few of them you can do that just it'll pass anyway. So, the Pokemon Center, a Pokemon cartoon, or a lovely place would just pass anyway. So, where? Pokemon cartoon, faithful encounter, right? So, that's what I did. And this will pass trades without any trouble. Let's go ahead and make that point real quick. It's about knowing what legality checks it's going to do, and then working around those, right? And if you can do that, you'll be able to trade all these hacked Pokemon without any trouble whatsoever. Of course, I'm downloading a torrent, so... Well, I'm actually uploading, I should say. I'm seeding a torrent. So my internet's a bit slow due to the fact that I am seeding a torrent. If you're not sharing, you're not caring, though, you know. I'm a firm believer in freedom of information, and I think information wants to be free. And that's why I share information with you guys. Alright guys, so as you can see, you can pretty much, and I'll do a few of these. I mean, fuck it. It's already a long video, but it kind of had to be to show all the Cherish Ball events, and then I'd like to just show that they're all legal, or make a point that they all trade, just so that let's just pick a fucking random one, just so that people get the idea here. It's about how you build that PK6 or PKM file, and how you modify it, and what you do, and what kind of hex edits you apply, and making sure that there aren't ribbons if it is an event. Remove the ribbons if you wanted to trade on Wonder Trade. It's certain things you have to do to each file in order to keep them legit and keep them passing. And if anybody has questions, you're more than welcome to ask. Go ahead and hit me up on my Facebook, and we'll see what's up. We'll get your Pokemon passing and trading. Shining in an event ball. Alright, I'm going to try to cut this short here because I'm going to try to keep it under 20 minutes here. Or around 20 minutes. But yeah, you guys get the idea here. You got a huge PC chock full of just boxes and boxes of events to work with in here. So, and I will be sharing, like I said, I'll be sharing the file. You'll be able to use Homebrew to flash this file in, and then you'll have all these events and all these files as well. So, oh, there's ones we traded, huh? And then after I trade them all out, I like to just load the Homebrew back up, go into Save Manager, and flash the save back, and then I get all my Pokemon back. So I trade them all out online, and then I restore the save file, and all of it comes back. So yeah. Alright guys, so I think that'll do it. I think I've covered everything I need to and made my point pretty well here. Best fucking Pokemon save ever created. So get on that. If you're a hacker or an avid Pokemon fan or just a collector, you're not going to find a collection better than this, I can promise you that. Not of legal 6IV shinies and events. That's as good as it gets right there, folks. Alright, so the ultimate fucking collection. Done and done. Who's ready for Gen 7?